All right.
Like, we don't like the echo chambers. We want people to have, a disagreement so we could talk it out. Like, what's the
Yeah,
point
but
of having an
man,
echo
that
chamber?
group they
Hey,
did
bro, the way
they
they just
blocked
ran that
everybody
room,
out.
fuck them, bro. Like,
They
I mean,
But
are
fucked
see,
y'all
them.
surprised? I mean,
but,
No.
yeah.
okay.
No, not at all.
No, not at all.
No,
But
not
here's what's important about conversation, because there's people in the audience, especially younger people, who don't know, and we can't let them steer these girls in their direction without bringing another perspective to the table. Because, like, if you listen to what Tabby said, the girl Pink, she was a big influencer in her life, and she the one who programmed her to think the way she think. So we can't let our little girls slip into that.
I just don't understand the psychology personally of any black woman that would willingly lay with a white man. That's just me. I mean, I don't know. And so when I start to hear people with that sort of rhetoric and banter, I'm automatically looking at them suspicious. It's like, okay, well, clearly, like, how much of a enemy are you to black society? So with people who have that mindset, white is right, worshiping white zaddy, these chicks were saying things like they got their reparations first, ha ha ha, yada yada yada. It's just a bunch of, I mean, a bunch of foolishness, quite frankly. And from people like that, you can't expect anything. These people are sleeper cells and ticking time bombs who are enemies of black society,
Hey
and it
Jay,
must be
that's
treated as such.
the reason why in Haiti, when the revolution started, the first motherfuckers to go were the fucking coons.
And that's why we can't keep, supporting certain people. Like, it's funny until it's not funny. When you do have that young girl that's in the audience that's 19 years old, and she's hearing this rhetoric being spit that a white man is better than a black man, which is horrible and is detrimental to our whole race and in whole. If we're trying to progress the black family, we cannot continue to have young girls like this running around. They're a part of the 99%. Most of them are being told these things by people that are older than them that have their own childhood trauma. So it's like the blind leading the blind. These are not well people. These are like spiritually broken people to even spew this rhetoric. And I stand with you 100%, Jade, in that. And whatever, you guys, whatever support you guys need on Clubhouse, outside of Clubhouse, I'm down with that. But I totally support you in your thoughts about promoting this on Clubhouse. And a lot of times that they promote it is based on financial reasons. So you're damn near a prostitute. That's what I feel like. And I stand on my opinion firmly.
I
Thanks,
appreciate
sis.
that.
Is Tariq coming to the room or what?
Yeah, I told him that
Yeah, he
O.T.
was
was
in here
report.
earlier.
Yeah, he'll
I'm
come back.
looking
He's
for him
probably doing
now.
something right now. And then the other thing too is he's not he doesn't waste time on bullshit, right? So he probably had to step away to do something. But he went in the other room, he said what he had to say, and then he exited stage left. After a while, and this is a part of the codification, non-constructive conversations that lead nowhere, right? It's just a time waster. We don't have time to waste time. We are legit in the middle of a race war. And so going back and forth with someone who is clearly married to our white open enemies is not like the best use of our time. But the brother will be coming into the space.
And like I wanted to say, like, if you look at what that room was talking about, okay, it was supposed to be about them trying to cancel our brother, okay, but it really just devolved to an attack on him. You know what I mean? And those women, though, they don't represent you all. Okay, those are, you can lay up with whoever you want to, but those were bed wenches in there. Okay, that's what that was, and you just can't. They want to steer the conversation somewhere else. You know what I mean? And that's just time wasting. So
and
So
real
do
quick,
y'all?
hold up, real quick, Fry. And it's like this too, man. We don't have any issue to date outside the race. We don't. But don't date outside your race and then talk shit about your own race. Like, we don't want you to do that, because at the end of the day, bro, it's gonna force us to pull your car. It's gonna force us to call you bed wenches or these names that you call derogatory, but you're sitting here slandering your own people on a daily basis, that you're gonna get
exactly,
brownie points from a community that don't fuck with you.
exactly, and that's the part that they didn't see. You know what I mean? They don't see that, or maybe they do, and they just are cool with it. You know what I mean? So we just have to just take them with a grain of salt. That's just time wasting.
Because I feel like this is how I feel about interracial dating. Like, if you a person that's been lonely for years and you just happen to meet this other person and y'all fall in love with each other, and just it just happened. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and hate on you about that, but don't shit on other black people talking about y'all ain't shit. This is why I'm dating. It's kind of like a lesbian saying that I fuck with girls because niggas ain't shit. No, you fuck with girls because you like girls. Just say that.
Hey, Fridays, what's even deeper than that? She had a whole master class in her bio about swirling, bro. Like, I look
On
at her
God.
bio, I'm sitting here like swirling. Like, what the
Literally.
fuck she talking about? And it's literally like how to pick up white men and how to date white men. And you sitting here saying that Tariq Nasheed a cancer to black men. Like, how the fuck you sitting here promoting this bullshit, not knowing what the agenda is, and you sitting here calling this nigga a cancer to black men? Like, I just ain't understanding this shit.
And let me ask you a quick question, Chop. When you said that, if there was a black man who was profiting off of showing black men how to pull and snag white women and how to date white women, that nigga wouldn't be allowed to
Man, we'll
breathe
be all
outside.
types of
He would be
coons
getting
and all
canceled.
types of
He would be getting
fuckboys, man.
canceled by the black men
Yo,
before
y'all
the
do,
women would even have to come check that nigga. He wouldn't even be around to be able to hang around niggas. But when there's
Jonathan.
a
Didn't
woman
Eddie
who
start
wants to
that
preach
room?
that shit, she only does not only have an echo chamber of other women who share that same rhetoric, they also align with with the LGBTQ community. Some people, not all of them, but some people who subscribe to anti-black men rhetoric. They align themselves with them in hopes to get benefits from white people who only use them as sex objects. They never give them any type of position or any type of tangible force unless it's overseeing black people. That's the only job or opportunity they're ever going to give you in that space.
Yo, Jonathan, I thought I heard the girl say that was actually Eddie's room. She was just holding it down because he had to leave or something.
That's what it was. Eddie created that space. That was Eddie's room. And then when I read what I read this morning, niggas want to say I'm hating or I want to start a war with Eddie. I don't have no issues with Eddie. I don't want to start no war with Eddie. And I find Eddie funny. Eddie is very smart. He is a great businessman. But when it comes to this app and the people that he leads straight to hell, it gets dangerous when now you have a black leader like Tariq Nasheed on a stage that you created and left, and now he is trying to defend himself against 7 bed wenches about is his rhetoric dangerous to the black community, or can white people cancel him, and white people don't even fund him or even buy his products.
Embarrassing.
Hey, John, can I say
Yeah,
something real
can I
quick?
say something real quick? This is Raheem Shabazz. And I was in the room, and the room was just a bunch of bedwenches, straight and to the point, right? When you look at it, right, racism and white supremacy is birthed through the septic wound of white women and bedwenches. We're going to add that to the factor. Those women in there was doing a disservice not only to themselves, but to them young sisters that was in there listening to the room. And they had no receipts. When he asked her, one young lady was in there saying that she was an extra in 1804 and he didn't pay her. When he asked her how
Allegedly.
much
Yep,
was you
I
paid,
remember that one.
She ain't
yeah, when
know.
he
She
asked
said
her how much
Cash
was you
App or
paid,
PayPal.
she could not even tell him the price. And they was like, oh, we're not going to discuss that. We're not going to discuss that. So you knew that they was lying. So that room is garbage, and I'm glad that this room is created, because what we have to do, man, we have to stand in solidarity with those who fight for us and fight for our liberation. If not, then we're going to have agents of racism, white supremacy, and their cohorts who are bed wenches, try to sabotage our movement. And I'm going to
And
yield the
quick
floor to
and,
everybody else. This is Raheem
and,
Shabazz.
Thank you,
and
Mr.
quick thing
Thank
and
you, Shabazz, for
appreciate that. And quick thing real quick. And the whole thing about what you're saying is it gets serious, and this is why Clubhouse and Black Clubhouse gets a bad rap outside this app, because you'll have somebody Tariq Nasheed or other celebrities or other people with black prominence get trolled, come into spaces and get bullied, no matter how prominent they are, get bullied and get trolled and have terrible experiences in irresponsible rooms, then go out on their platform to thousands of millions of people say, oh, Clubhouse is losing its luster, Clubhouse is shit, the people on Clubhouse don't know how to act, don't know how to conduct themselves, all off of one room and one interaction with somebody who did not deserve that type of interaction on this app. And that's the issue. Like, if we are all in this community called Clubhouse, we have to upkeep this community. We have to sweep the floors. We have to clean the dishes. We have to make sure the dust is off the blinds. But when we have people, new people, who come on this app, spit on the floors, stomp on your couch, make a mockery of your shit, and then basically, like I said, embarrass somebody that we hold of high regard, that makes all of us look bad. And that's the type of inflammatory, and that's when shit gets dangerous. Because, like I said, for treatment, she could easily go on his platform today or tonight, whenever he goes live, talk hella shit about that room. They're going to feel like they got clout, but they really just got shitted on by the black community, bro. And it's like, when are you searching for clout over credibility? And right now, they wanted that clout way more than they wanted credibility from any black entity that's out here.
And I'm
Let me
taking
speak to something real quick.
facts, Jonathan.
Let me
Facts,
speak to
bro.
something really quick, Jonathan, because I feel like this is where stuff get convoluted and stuff like that when it comes to this app. We all know 9 times out of 10 when it comes to controversial rooms, the troll rooms, we're on the dark side of Black Clubhouse. Where we are real funny, but we call it the gated community that accepts Section 8. Shout out to B James for that. But I feel like the problem is that a lot of people don't understand how to navigate this app. That's why I hate they don't have, like, you don't throw parties anymore for people, new people that get on this app, to help them navigate, to help them avoid shit like that, because so many people get sucked in to those type of rooms, or rooms that ain't got no intellect when you're looking for it. Because again, we all know we got our toxic rooms. We here for the entertainment and everything else like that. But if somebody really honestly don't know, and they're on scholarship and they are for this community, and they have an actual platform that they doing shit for this community, I think folks should be able to understand and step back and realize, yo, I know we kick the shit, but this maybe ain't the person for that. Maybe you should give them an explanation that, hey, this is what we talk about. Maybe this ain't the space for you, or some shit like that. But I feel like you said, Jonathan, it's gonna fuck up this app to where it's gonna be diabolical at a point where a lot of us gonna end up fucking leaving. And it's already bad enough that Clubhouse then shitted on us this week when it come to having a black woman as the icon, and all of a sudden that got changed. So I mean, where does it end when the shit talking and the fun stops, and when you having actual scholarship conversation where the bullshit gets thrown into it and it's muddied? I just don't know where this gonna stop. I'm done speaking.
Can
Whitney, what a
I say something?
uh, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I just want to say, first off, shout out to everybody in the room. Jonathan Fridays, Jade, um, where Prez at, man? I see the picture. What's up with the homie?
Yeah, they
He
chipped my man.
Yeah,
What
he
he
get
got
out.
chipped
They
He
last
get
they
night?
out.
kicked him.
He
He
get
get
out
out tomorrow.
tonight. He
Yeah.
probably be back
He
tomorrow.
should be back tomorrow tonight. They
And
chipped.
all right,
he
all right, all right. My nigga, fucking Hollywood. What's up, bro? I seen Dredger was in here. Um, I got my guy Linnell in here. Like, Chops in here. Tato in here, of course. Um, First off, I want to say, just coming from where we started in these fucking rooms, bro, we started like them niggas a little bit, you know what I mean? And to understand the power of this app as fast as we got it, you know what I mean? Like, niggas, it was just what, November, December?
November, yep. November,
See
December.
what I'm saying? Like, we was in here just trying to get our foot and then understand and fight against niggas sitting in here doing weird shit with the women. You see what I'm saying? And then to understand the power of the app, how big the rooms just grew really quickly and people's clubs grew and everything just grew, but everybody got responsible with a platform. And to see like now everybody sitting in the same space on the same time, it's like what Linnell talks about all the time, about being on code. And he says that because Tariq Nasheed says that, you know what I'm saying? And my whole thing is just like we black first. Like I'm black. When you see me, you don't know where I'm from. I'm a black man. That's what you know. And I wake up when I was born. I ain't had no choice. We black people. So with that, I really appreciate being in a space. And I have my own thoughts and my own things, but I respect the brother. And we're not gonna let other things happen to that brother on this app. When that brother's trying to put a movie out, like I literally just watched him put the packages out about buck breaking and signing the posters and trying to be somebody coming into the digital space. I understand it, and a lot of different conversations you don't have in these spaces. That's the first place they fucked up at. And that's where black people keep fucking up, is because we keep trying to have certain conversations. If you feel away with that man, you could have reached that man another way, you know what I mean? But to come on this app and create a space and try to scream it from the rooftops, you know what I mean, when the whole thing that you're back behind is white people, from my understanding, is trying to just slander them to groups of black people to support other white people. That shit don't make no sense.
Right, but the O.T.G, to your point, the part of the whole conversation that pissed me off the most, it wasn't like the rhetoric that they were spewing about black men or about our brother Tariq. It was really about, like, it was when the woman was saying, well, she alleged that she was in 1804, and she alleged that the brother didn't pay her. And he was like, you're a lie, you know what I'm saying? But for her to do that for a documentary that is so important, you know, in terms of the empowerment of our people, our legacy, what we need to be creating in terms of practicing counter warfare against this open enemy was very, very dangerous. It was
I
extremely
understand,
dangerous.
Jade. I understand, Jade, and I know you know more than anybody that that was a white supremacist tactic. It was a tactic in a room full of black people to take a shot at his business acumen, to say that him as a black man, he tried to use white male patriarchy in his business and be superior and not pay her. You know what I mean? And dismiss her and a bunch of other things that insinuates without it saying. And so, like, I'm glad that you caught that, because that's the shit that rings true later on, that black people remember. You know what I mean? That people, they may not remember anything else, but they'll remember that bullshit, and it's some bullshit. You know what I mean? So, um, I just want to say, like, one thing to the Queens thing: we're never going to get rid of bullshit, crazy rooms with people trying to do crazy shit just to get on the map. But what we can do is things like this, where people come together, understand their platforms, and band together and get on code to create a bigger voice. That's
And
where
that
it starts to work together, and that's all I really want to say. And I'm proud of niggas, and I'm happy. This is where niggas came from, where we started. That's it, bro.
and that's what I be saying. That's when you be hearing like the whole OGs versus new people on this app. It like the fact that you can do some inflammatory thing on Tariq Nasheed, and people who've got their own spaces, build their own clubs, can all come on stage at one time for to stay on code for black people. Like the people you see on stage right now, most of us, we came from having meaningful rooms that changed society off of this app, that made ripples off of this app called Clubhouse, where there's no digital footprint. That's pretty hard to do. So for the fact that we like I said, it's times we bullshit, it's times we have fun, we do low vibrational things, but it gets to a point once you start having dangerous rhetoric about somebody that no matter our differences, no matter our things we agree with, we all stand by. That's when you're gonna see motherfuckers mobilize like Voltron and stand together and show you like, dog, we can play around, we can fuck around, but this is something serious. This is something you cannot do. You can't get on no platform. You can't get Jade on there to get Tariq Nasheed in the room just to kick her off the stage and then get your clout up. You can't do that. And like I see Shahrazad Ali on Bo's profile. It's certain women, Dr. Francis Queller Welsing, it's certain women Tariq Nasheed references and holds to supreme high regard. He quotes these women over the black scholars that he has learned from repeatedly. Some of these black women, I would not know who they were if it wasn't for Tariq Nasheed. I would not be watching their old videos from the 90s if it wasn't for Tariq Nasheed. So what I'm saying is for black women to set a stage and to talk about how he's dangerous to black women, he does this, he does that. That is a total lie. That's total bullshit. And there was no white, in the sad thing about it, there were no white people in the room or on stage to hear them caping for the white community. So you're literally just sitting here talking to other black people, trying to convince us to cancel him because he said the white dude who showed up drunk at his job and had the meltdown, he said he had a mayonnaise meltdown. Now we have to cancel him? That makes
Disgusting.
no logical sense. He didn't call him a
Disgusting.
crack ass cracker. He didn't call him no Peckerwood. He didn't call him none of that. He didn't call him no honky. He said he had a mayonnaise meltdown. Charlemagne says mayonnaise every day on the Breakfast Club, and that's a running joke. And the reason why they're doing this treatment sheet, because just like they said before, he's about to drop butt breaking. They know what he's about to do, and just like they did with the Fred Hampton movie, and O.T.G. know what I'm talking about. We spent all Friday saving that movie and established relationships, and it's like You know they're about to drop that shit. You know he's about to drop that movie. So they're gonna try to have a slanderous campaign to get people to cancel him because they know how big butt breaking about to be when it drops.
White supremacy is working overtime, y'all. We just got to keep fighting hard against it. Let me quick ask a question, Jonathan. Isn't it against Clubhouse rules to make up a room slandering someone based on lies and then not let them defend themselves? Because I was about to go in on all of them, and as soon as I got on stage, they kicked me
They
off.
kicked her. They kicked
That's
her
what they
right
do.
off.
Yes, listen,
They can't have an
Bang.
I'm
intellectual
not telling
conversation.
anybody to do any snitching and reporting because I don't snitch and report nothing like that. But if you want to talk about Clubhouse rules and violations, what they did today would be consequence as a violation, seen as
Yeah, because they're
somebody
not
who
supposed
is
to have his name in the title. They're not supposed
exactly,
to do
and
that.
seeing that he actually came in the room, a public figure actually came in the room and had a negative experience and was berated and harassed and gaslighted on stage. Tariq can hit the owners of Clubhouse up, and you know Tariq got power. He got moves shaking the popping. He can get all them up out of here.
He really can, but he was trying to give everybody a chance. He was trying to explain himself. This was him being nice. He normally just would say, "Forget it." But the way I'm looking at it is that what they did, they don't even need to be on this app no more because all of us could have proven that these women were lying because they were all just
Exactly.
they were using some old ass arguments from years ago.
Not only was they lying, they was liable. Like he could, but see the
He
thing
could
is, these
sue
chicks
them.
don't. They don't got no money to sue them. First of all, so let's not
Exactly.
even. That'll just be a waste of time.
But they
You'll just
accused him
force.
of sex
You'll
trafficking
just
without
force
throwing
these
the word
people into like
allegedly in there.
bankruptcy or some shit.
Yeah,
Well,
they did
speaking
not give
of,
us. They didn't give up any receipts. They didn't give us any documentation. They didn't bring nobody forward. They were literally defamating his character without even protecting themselves, which I told them before Tariq came in the room when they said, "Oh, he's a pimp. We want to turn pimp into sex trafficking, this and that." I'm like, ladies, if you do not have any concrete evidence that he has pimped women, you have to say allegedly after you say it, just protect yourself. And they laughed me out the room.
Jonathan, he made a
Jonathan.
book years ago that made the bestsellers list, like over 20 something years ago. I remember he was on, I forgot what late night
No,
TV
It was
show.
The art
called
of
the
Mac.
Art of
Right.
Macking, but
It
the
was
if
art
you
of
called,
read
hold
Mackie
that
on.
and
book,
Yeah, it was called The Art of
hold, let
Macking.
Pink
And what
talk.
he used, let me finish. What he used was like almost like a pimp swag way. And just like we did Pick Me shit, but use that kind of art to show you how to mac a woman, to bag a woman. But it was nothing sexual. It wasn't nothing like rape culture, anything like that. He was bestseller not because he was a freak. He never talked about pimping.
And
Never. So
Pink
where are they getting this from? I
and
watch all
Pink
the Tariq Nasheed's YouTubes and everything. They can't even have
and
an
Pink.
intellectual conversation without cutting you off and making sound effects and things like
Hold
that. It's
on,
ridiculous.
hold on, guys. I just brought Tabby up. She's one of the ladies that was over there. So, Tabby, can
I
you
just
talk?
want to say what we're not gonna do is come for the pink pill
No,
because
what we
she's
gonna
Man,
do? Hold
fuck
on,
the
she's a
pink
hold
she's
on,
a
pill.
man.
bad
no,
Hold up,
girl,
man.
bye bye.
Yeah,
she's a
bye, man.
bad
So
Fuck
what?
out of
Hey,
here.
Tabby, real quick,
Flex.
Listen,
real quick,
Jonathan,
Jonathan.
Can I say
what I
something
want
right
to
there?
say,
Hold
what
on,
I want to
y'all. Hold
say,
on.
So we're not
Jonathan,
going.
is this is, I think I said it Saturday night when we had our room. This is why it's dangerous, and I never really took this as like shits and giggles because it's adults that are leading these people. So the reason why they didn't have evidence is because they don't have the information and they're getting fed. They're getting links, text, and thrown to them, and they're just probably reading the headlines. And this is why it's dangerous because they have adults that are giving them this information, that are leading them these stories that gets them to do this. And what's going to happen is when this on with their lives with this narrative. And the adults that are feeding them this toxic information that's detrimental to our society and culture knows better and gonna live their life. And that's why I said from the beginning they should have been canceled, and the adults that know better shouldn't even get attention on these stages because this is the result. This is
Jonathan,
So, so
can
so
I?
I'm done speaking.
Jonathan, can I speak real quick?
Can I go out there?
uh, yeah. So is it Vogue and then Robert?
Yep.
Yeah.
Can I go after them?
Yeah,
That's Cortez.
absolutely. And yeah, and you can go right after. Before we do that, I'm just gonna say this real short. Anybody from that stage that comes in this room and we can have a conversation. Me personally, I don't even want them to come up on stage because they already showed their true colors. This is not a trial. They are guilty of being a danger to the black community, and they are convicted of that already. So I don't want them on stage to defend themselves because they had a chance to do that when Tariq was up there and they dropped the ball. So
They don't
Vogue,
even
you
need
have
to
the
be in
floor.
this
Agreed.
room. They don't even
Period.
need to
So
be in this
They really
room.
don't.
No, we
No,
don't
they
do the
have
we
to
We
don't
be
do
can't
the
in
do
the
echo
it.
room.
zone.
Make
Time
no
out, time
question.
out, time out, time out.
Let me give a
No, we don't
disclaimer
do the
really
echo zone.
fast. Hold on, let me do a disclaimer really fast. This stage is being recorded. If you don't want to be associated with that, please move yourself to the audience. This is being recorded.
Can I be added to the speaker
Thank
so
you
list?
for
This
the
is
disclaimer.
MFA.
And I'm
okay,
Thank
Thank you,
you.
so
Shy.
real quick, Jonathan, real quick, bro.
It-
Add Tato so he can keep the list for you guys, and you'll
Bring
know.
Tariq up. Tariq just came. He in here.
All right, so
Bring
that
him
way
up.
they'll
All right,
know.
so
I got
Tato.
him,
So
D James.
hold on. I'm just before Tariq comes up, before we bring him up, it's gonna be Vo, then it's going to be Robert, then it's gonna be Tay, right?
And then
correct.
And
and
So
then
Tay, and then we have somebody who's keeping list of the queue, right? OT.
Tato, you got that,
Who
John?
do we ask to be on the
Yes,
queue?
sir.
Is there someone
Listen.
You
we can
gotta
be
ask
added?
Tato. Ask
I
Tato.
got you, Zimmer Faye. I'm not gonna forget.
Thank
Okay,
you.
then
Add me to Kendricks.
Okay.
no, we're not
okay.
asking Kendrick. We're gonna
Oh,
ask Tato. Tato's gonna be making the list. We have Tariq on the stage. Tariq, brother, you can speak. Here you go. Everybody mute your mics.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Tariq.
It's
Hey,
popping.
What's
What
up?
Tariq.
up? What up?
What's going
what's
on,
good,
Tariq?
my
What's
brother?
up? What's up?
What's up, big dog?
Brother Tariq.
Hey,
What's up?
brother. This Fridays, just real quick. Can you just clear the air about the pimping that all these people like to bring up on you from back in the day? No, fuck that.
That's
We trying to get to this shit. These beats, they Hold on, bro. ignorant,
Hold
man.
on, B.
This,
Hey, Fridays, you let Tariq know what's going on as far as O.T.G. with the
no, we
Oh,
good. We good. We good.
no,
Just
no,
trust us. We good.
hold on,
Hold on,
Fridays, real quick.
Robert Tariq, I'm recording this right now. Is that okay, brother? If you don't
that's
want
good.
to stop it,
That's
He
good.
said it's good.
Yes,
gotcha.
And
sir.
Tariq, we've already set it up where what's being recorded will be sent to you. So the footage, you know what I'm saying?
you in the
Oh,
Matrix, John Doe.
oh, my bad. What I was just saying is that we already talked to Jade about it, so we're gonna get her the information and the footage after this is done recording. But I think Fridays you had a question to Tariq.
Yeah, I just wanted him to clear it because I understand, your whole thing back in the day, but they like to use that against you, because she played a recording of you promoting a pimping lifestyle. So can you just clear the air for us what that was about back then?
What they were doing, they promoted. There's a clip for a satire show that I did with Michael Moore called The Awful Truth. So that's their evidence of pimping back in the day. What they do, they try to use all that stuff to try to discredit me. According to them, the Bedwenches and Mammies and Coons, I was the biggest gangster, pimp, drug dealer, thief, gangbanger ever, according to them. But they got to do whatever they got to do to try to discredit. All that nonsense is to try to discredit. So they don't really have a legitimate argument because that's a straw man. They have to create something to deflect from the fact that I call them out for all that white ass kissing they do. That's what it's really about. All that other stuff is a bunch of jive and smoke screens. I call them out for white ass kissing. They get around white folks and do everything they can to undermine black society, and I stay on their bumper about that, and they can't do anything about it. So the only thing they can do is just make up stuff to try to deflect. That's all that's about.
Peace, brother Tariq. This is Jade, right quick. Just really quickly, I found it ironic that the chick Pink Pill is emulating a white patriarchy type movement. I mean, that that these white supremacists have black pill, blue pill, pink, gray pill, or whatever type of pills. Like these pills are all about subjugating and dominating women. These are weird white supremacists who have these little men's empowerment movements online that actually commit patriarchy. And so now you have black women who are calling themselves pink pill, right, and caping for white zaddy. I just find it really ironic that they're calling you an enemy of black society and accusing you of patriarchy and all of these things when they're actually taking cues from white zaddy.
Absolutely. They love patriarchy as long as it's white daddy. If it's a white man, patriarchy all day. So
And what
they
I'm also noticing when I look at the news, there's a lot on supporting Africans in these rooms. And I see that one of the moderators in that room is also one of the people who's been in a lot of these rooms fighting this fight about Africans and Black people only being Africans. So I think this ploy of trying to use the white man so we can bring some attention to the fact that a white boy was acting crazy and using your post, I think it was just all propaganda. And we have to
Yeah.
watch that all skin folk are not kinfolk.
Exactly, because see, a lot of the white supremacists are mad because I posted that video and it was a very neutral post, but they don't like being called out. This white dude was at a hotel. He was working there and he started flipping out, which was very dangerous. But the white boy is going to be all right. They already got a GoFundMe for this guy that has $20,000. That white boy is fine. When black folks have mental issues, we get killed, we get choked, we get locked up. So I don't want to hear a damn thing about this white boy flipping out, and we're acknowledging that he flipped out.
On
Yes.
top of the fact that there was a Reddit post saying that he was drinking all day and showed up to the job drunk.
Absolutely. So the guy admitted that he was drinking. So this guy was doing something that he had control of, and that hotel had this guy working in the front, being in the condition that he was in, acting like that. That was potentially very, very dangerous. If this guy, let's say, had a gun, what would
Yeah.
this guy have done? You
Yeah.
understand?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. So we as black people, we got to be cognizant of that type of stuff and that type of behavior when people are working in the service industry and they can just flip off like that. That man the brother could have had his family with him, or who knows. So we need to be hypersensitive to stuff like that.
And quick thing too, Tariq, what I noticed too was after that clip came out, see, that looks very bad on white people in white society when you
Yeah.
see a meltdown like that, because that's that Scooter the shooter shit that we be talking about. So when that
Yeah.
happens and that looks negative, they do a reverse propaganda where they're like, okay, we're gonna grab Freddie Gibbs today, we're gonna grab Tariq Nasheed, we're gonna do a slander campaign on them to reverse this image. Instead of everybody look at this crazy white dude, they're like, look at Tariq and Freddie Gibbs for reposting the same shit everybody else is reposting. So now
Exactly.
instead of talking about that, we want to talk about these guys.
Exactly. And I've
And
been
not only
screaming.
that, I would have loved to see them have the same outrage for the shooting of Ma'Khia Bryant, right? They weren't
Right.
upset that that was televised and shared repeatedly. I couldn't find this video for nothing. So many people censored it. Are you kidding me? This white man gonna bang his head against the computer and we censor that, but we can watch our people be killed in the streets. That was why when I went into that room, they did not let me on that stage and they had the hand raised locked and all of that. Like, we need to make sure that the divestors know y'all don't speak for black folks. I was quite upset for what happened in that room.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
We
Exactly.
we have to realize that these people are the faithful white folks, and the white man is standing behind them, pushing them up to do stuff like this. Y'all all got to notice that none of those people were from here, and it was mostly all women that they allowed on the stage. Them women are from other countries, and they come over here, and when they get around us, they want to shit on us and be all up on the white folks to kiss their ass. So
Exactly.
they doing whatever they can to save white people face.
And
And
when
the
I was
white
over
man is
there,
behind them. The white man behind them cheering.
yeah,
We
when
looking.
I was over there in the chat room with them, I kept pointing out most of them, almost all of them, were from like the Caribbean. All of them were non-FBA. So they sit over here, and I'm not dumping on all non-FBA people, but let's be real. There's a culture in some of these non-FBA societies where worshiping white people is a religion, and then they bring that over here and they get around white people and do everything they can to undermine us, and that's going to continue to get called out too.
Real
and
quick,
another point
it's I think it's half and half. Some of them were ADOS and some were Haitian and Caribbean. I will, but it's half and half. But yeah, it's
Five
half.
of them were ADOS.
And
Yeah,
three of
but our
them.
women are getting caught up
Mm-mm.
into that shit. Our women cannot follow these type of women. We can't get caught up into that shit. When
and
we
what
But
see
they're
that, we
also
gotta.
following men that
I
are
think
not
that
even
Jonathan
straight. That's teaching them these
earlier.
things as well on this app. Like we're listening to men that date the same gender that are telling black women to date outside of their race. Like it's just make sense to me.
It's
Eddie
absolutely
Punk.
you have to
And that's the
understand
thing.
that the
They
white
are
people
literally being led
a
by
lot farther ahead. White
and this
people
is
are thinking ahead. They are thinking about buck breaking. They are thinking about the FBA movement. They are thinking about the next movie that Tariq is also talking about with the foundational Black American and our ties to our Indian culture.
Yep.
So when they put these little coons out here to attack his every movement, we have to understand that there's a bigger picture.
And that's real talk. And buck breaking is being released this week, so it's not a coincidence that this slander campaign started the minute the week started. So, I
Not
don't think that's a coincidence either. They always do that. Every time I'm about to release a movie, there's this online slander campaign.
Hey Tariq, where is this going to be on? What platform is going to be the movie going to be on?
It's going to be on Amazon and the website buckbreakingmovie.com. Buckbreakingmovie.com. Everybody can get the movie there Friday.
So,
Buckbreakingmovie.com.
so what
and
Tyreek didn't know because he came in the room late is their leader is actually a BBB, a butt broken brother, and
That's O.T.G.
he
But
just
what
wasn't in the room when you came into that room.
Not a butt broken brother.
Yeah, I know.
what's
Tariq,
sad
BBB.
is
You all
I'm
right now?
fucking dead, man.
BBB.
Good, Dre
what's
How you feel?
what's
I'm crying.
dangerous is that same man was in a room last night,
I'll
I
be
guess protesting that a black woman wasn't the icon for this app. So it's, conflicting messages that's being sent. Right? You're a black woman, but then you tell men to date
But that's how they
outside of
real.
their race.
That's how they reel everybody in. They try to play like they're on your side, and then once they get you in their room, then they start shitting on everybody and talking shit about black people.
Exactly. So we got to
We done
step up
had
the community.
So
And then
what's our responsibility to this then? Because if we have to protect our leaders,
this
all
is
right.
the
It's not a
responsibility.
lot of them. Tariq is one
Can
of
I
our leaders.
can I
Hey,
You
say
know.
something real
yeah,
quick,
yeah,
John?
OTG, go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, I want to say what's up, Dre. How you feeling, Dre? First,
O.T.G. What's poppin', gang?
what's up, gang? How you feel?
Always great, you know.
I just want to say that I think the biggest thing that is happening right now is black women. Black women have to speak up more, and it's time for the brothers. Because when the brothers come out and we start speaking back and doing certain things, it becomes, it turns into a whole nother fight. Now it starts becoming something that it needs not to be, and it's a diversion. But when the women come and say, "Hold on, I don't think y'all should be speaking about the brother like that," that's when we start seeing changes. You see what I'm saying? And
And
then we could come and be in support of the women, and that creates the layers. So if you had a brother Tariq saying what he's saying, he's got the movie coming, Queens come out and they say something about the brother, Queens go and respond, and the brothers come and we hold them down, and that
But
is
we've
what
been
part of the
doing
game.
that.
And
And
we
we
just
have to
got to keep
acknowledge
doing it. We
OT,
we
just got
have
to
to
keep doing it.
acknowledge
hold on.
Vo
Can I speak?
for
'Cause I've been waiting.
uniting. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
So,
Vo is on the list, and then Robert. I'm sorry, Vo. Go ahead.
thank you. So what I wanted to say is I chose Sister Ali as my PTR for a reason. If anybody know anything about Sister Ali, she all about holding black women accountable for the detrimental things that they have done to this community time and time again since the beginning of time, since the moment we came to this country. So I'm making a stance on standing behind my brothers of substance and
So,
protecting my leaders and saying that you're not gonna treat these men any type of way because these ain't bottom of the barrel men,
Facts.
top level men. These are the men that our
Facts.
younger men are looking up to. These are the men that our men of this day and age are looking up to and getting answers from. Me and my partner was just rewatching Hidden Colors yesterday, and he told me, I want you to watch this because I feel like it's something that you're missing out of here, and you might need to see this again. And look where we are the next day after me and my partner just finished the whole series yesterday. So, with that being said, I want it to be known. I chose Sister Ali. I stand by Sister Ali, and I'm down with everything that she speaks for, which is holding the black woman accountable for everything that she has done wrong when it comes down to the detriment of our community. And my name Bo, and I'm done speaking.
Love
But what
you.
I wanted to say, Vo, is like I want to recognize you on this stage because the Pick Misha unit that you created, the club that you created, it shows now how profound that is, right? How
Come
big
on.
of a
This pick
statement.
Misha united. This pick Misha united.
United, yeah,
United.
like
Yes.
we need to understand how important that is, right? But they made a mockery of it. So I forgot who was speaking before me. You saying like we need women to check those women and do that, and we've been doing that, but it was made a mockery out of. So we try to do the best that we can. Me, the Pink, the Vo, Shakira, Cardi, like we try to do that, but we get made fun of. It gets a mockery out of. So I just want to give Vo her flowers for even coming up with that, because like she said, now we're here and it all comes full circle.
And it doesn't stop. We'll continue. I don't care what happens, what's the rhetoric being pushed on this app. All I need is to know that you guys will support this cause as well. When we are trying to explain what this group is for, and I just want to be clear that Vo is the leader of the Pygmalion group, and I also have the Masculine Pill, which is geared for our Black men to feel comfortable, where they'll have a space to feel safe, where women won't cut them off, be pushed to the dirt, and things like that, where they can have a place to just actually be them without feeling like somebody's going to throw a Me Too on them, or if they brush past somebody, and so on and so forth. So what I'm saying here, as far as the Pick Misha group is concerned, and it's just a spoof on the name, um, just to come through and support every now and then, because we honor our Black men, we uplift them, we support whatever they're doing. If they're trying to sing, rap, movies, we've cashed that guys, uplifted them, brought them breakfast, things like that, because we understand that the world is against you. And the Black man right now is basically an endangered species. And again, we recognize that, we honor our Black men. It's disappointing, the rhetoric that's on this app. It's not funny. I have a Black son, and we have to protect Tariq Nasheed, because my son, he sits here and watches some of his YouTube videos with me. Being a first generation born American, I understand. Okay, and I was almost an ally to the FBA movement, the ADOS movement, so that I can explain to my fellow people exactly what it is, and break it down exactly what it is, so we can be in support of it. Because at the end of the day, we all need each other across the diaspora to help with a movement in some type of way. So I am the one that explains that to them. So when it comes to Tariq Nasheed, I've been following him for years. And at the end of the day, no one that looks like us or outside of us is going to be able to bring him down. We have to support him. It's too many of our leaders, I mean, Nipsey and so on and so forth, being killed. So we got to check our own. And exactly, just like Malcolm X said, when the revolution comes, a lot of people that look like us is not going to come with us. So if we're going to do this, we got to really support each other, and we cannot bend, we cannot fold. We got to stay solid. And that's that. My name is Tanika, and I'm done speaking.
Thank you, Pink. Pink
Yeah, I
Elephant.
appreciate I
Hey,
appreciate the queens in here
I
for
got
that.
I got a question.
Is there order still?
However,
Because I thought there was
Hold on,
a.
hold on.
Yeah,
I got
yeah.
a
Robert
question.
Robert was next, bro. Robert
real
was
quick,
next.
Yeah.
Vo and the Queens, both you Queens, however I can help you. You know what I mean? Just let me know. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, I'm adding people to the Black News Network. It was a club that we had originally started. I just had it sitting, so I'm adding people to it so y'all can start your rooms. I'm going my profile, clicking it, and however we can help, we'll help, because we definitely need more spaces like that. And I didn't know you guys was doing it to support you. So now that I know you got something going, I'm sure I got people in my clubs and groups who definitely want to go fuck with that. So let's make it happen. Thank you.
Thank
Uh,
you.
Thank
who was the
Thank you
brother? Who
so
was the
much.
brother trying to speak?
I got a
Yeah,
question.
that's me.
No, who? I know Robert up, but who is that? What's your name?
It's Kendrick. So I got a quick question.
Hold on, Kendrick. All right, Robert, go ahead.
I'm gonna say one thing, and today was a fucking shit show. We gotta stay on code in this community with these coons. We gotta stop having community with these coons. Period. But at the end of the day, like once you take a stand that you anti-black, don't be in rooms with these motherfuckers. They get too comfortable. Like it's fucked up that like Eddie was in a room caping for black help when white daddy was kicking his fucking ass. Then he want black help. But the next hour he making a room talking about black men ain't shit. We need to cut that shit out. My thing is like this. I'm definitive. You stand where you stand. If you want to be a coon and you want to be kissing white ass, talking shit about black people, stay your coon ass over there. Don't come in black spaces. We gotta stay on code in the community. Cause we talk shit, get into it with these motherfuckers on that coonish shit. And Wednesday, we're in the room smiling with the motherfuckers. No, you said some fucked up shit to me. You a coon, stay in your fucking place. We got to stop having community with these coons. We got to stay on code with that. When they disrespect an icon like Tariq Nasheed, who's done more shit in the black community, to uplift somebody like Pink Pill, who ain't did shit, but talk about white ass kissing, or London talking about white ass kissing, go and find black girls that prostitute themselves to a white man, we got that in our community, that's fucked up. We shouldn't be in the
and,
room with them motherfuckers. That's the problem.
I agree
and
wholeheartedly,
you,
Robert, and that's why yesterday when they came into Eclectic and was like, "Hey, let's join forces and come up with a solution." There's no solution to come up with you with, like at all. Y'all don't stand on the same principles. We rock how we rock. It's not that we don't like you, it's just we're not going to engage with the fuckery, period.
I don't
Because
like.
one day y'all want to do this and it's about the white man, and then the next day it's about, oh, you guys are broke, we're millionaires. But how are you becoming millionaires? If you're really a millionaire, one, please don't tell me that you're a millionaire. I'm gonna laugh. But stay over there with that. I don't get in community with goofy stuff. And I don't want to be in community with something for a temporary cause. If it's a permanent type of cause, I'm all for it because I'm in my community in Chicago. And I'm in the community on this app with the people who I build with on a regular basis. But what I'm not gonna do is make a mockery of me and my people just to seem cool on the app. No, because what I'm doing is bigger than this app. Well, not just me, but me and everybody up here with a badge. What we doing is way bigger than this app. We building stuff that's gonna be legendary together on some real shit. Not no, oh, it look good, it sound good, oh, it's gonna get us extra likes. No, we doing this for real.
And Kobe, let me second that for anybody who's in the room who be having these debates or discussions about who do you see that's modded on the stage. I'm telling you, we've been here since November, December. We've already leveraged what we've done on this app off of this app and made opportunities that we're eating today from. We don't have to fight over monetizing this app or getting no money. Because the niggas who came here to get money have already set that in motion for them. So we're not on here to clout chase or to fight other black people on this app over monetary real estate, my nigga. This is what this whole app started off of, us having meaningful conversations with black people, getting to the bottom line, having solution-based conversations, and building a community on this app and staying on code. So it's not about pick me's versus exoticals or straight versus gays. It's not about that. It's about having safe spaces to liberate black people and using this technology, this new technology where you can get black people from all across the world in rooms with each other to break down certain stigmas that we've had for so long. That's what this app is about. Not for coons, not for trolls, not for people to spit dangerous rhetoric in the black community up to the point where it gets to one of our leaders and he's getting berated on stage. Because like I said, at this point, those people have violated this app and violated the space that we've created for them to
That's
feel
right.
comfortable to even get an invite to come on this app 5 months after we shut this shit down.
Thanks for that, Jonathan.
Hey,
So I
can
have a couple of
All
thoughts. Is it
facts.
Well,
okay if I add
can
them?
hotel be in the queue?
Hold
I
on.
support that.
Okay.
Yo,
That
just real
was
quick. Hey, just real quick. Just some quick housekeeping because me and Jonathan kind of curated this room. Like, don't move nobody to the audience. Somebody just move one of the homegirls and we fuck with her the long way. Don't do that, please.
oh you Fridays. You know I don't operate like that. I'm trying to get the names of this list. After Hendrix or Kendricks, I'm sorry. Who wanted to speak? It was a queen.
I think I was before Kendrick. This is MFA.
Hey, Yeah, the queen's gonna speak first anyway, so you good.
Yeah, that's
add,
a fact.
add hotel to that. I'll go to the end or whatever.
All right, go ahead, Zimmerfay.
Wasn't in the earlier room, but I sat in and I listened to this room for a little bit, and I guess I just had a couple of questions, right? And so I'm trying to understand because I've heard a few people say like talk about this idea of being black first, right? Which I understand that sentiment, but my question is like, can you be black first if you don't prioritize black women, right? And I feel like I oh sorry, I think someone's okay. I feel like I often hear people using the term like pro black and black first as like a stand-in for like black men first, right? Because I think what some women, like black women, are taking issue with is they feel like this person has had rhetoric that has been harmful to black women, right? So what does it mean for a community to then uplift someone who has been harmful to a certain segment of that community if we're saying that we're interested in being black first, right?
Can I?
Why is someone who like many women feel, right? Like I know that there's a lot of critique being waged at like the exoticals, they cool. I fuck with them. But I know there's like some other critiques of them, right? Which I understand. But they're not the only women who like take issue with some of the things that have some of the sentiments
or arguments that have been made about Tariq Nasheed as it relates to his discussion of Black women over the course of many years, right? Like, I've been familiar with him for a very long time. Like, I watched the film Hidden Colors, right? Like, I remember when he used to talk about like the value of white women and like the issue with Black women and how they needed to like um, how they needed to present themselves, right, in a way that was more aligned with like the type of femininity that he was claiming that he found and he could
Really?
see. And I'm sorry, I've never interrupted anyone. I just want to get my thought across. Thank you.
Do
Um,
you if
Yo,
you
can
do
I
you
answer
have a
that question,
quote or
yo?
something for
She,
that? Do
she
you
already,
have
Can I
like
answer that
that's
question?
their
No,
friend.
so
she
hold
has
Or
on,
a
so
immigrant.
quote.
can I finish?
She's an
Yo, y'all gotta
Let her speak.
relax
Let
really
her speak.
quick.
Let her
Yeah,
speak.
so
Yeah, let her speak.
I have there are plenty of YouTube videos that I've seen. Like I said, I'm not new to this, right? Like, I'm a
can you play
researcher
it?
and
I'm
I've
not new to it
Wait,
either.
We've
wait,
all
wait,
been
wait,
Can
put
y'all
on
wait,
stop
blast
wait,
in the
wait,
interrupting
past.
her,
wait, wait,
please?
wait, wait, guys, wait,
let
guys,
me
wait,
finish
guys.
my point. I appreciate that because I want to make sure I give everyone the same respect when they get their chance to respond. So I'm familiar with like a lot of his rhetoric because I've seen a lot of the videos, right? Because I don't like to speak about people or things that I'm not familiar with, right? So I've seen the videos about like how, you know, white women are typically in better shape, how they're more submissive, et cetera, right? And it's always in direct contrast to what Black women are not able to accomplish, right? So those videos exist, right? Like, I don't think we can have an argument about them. Like, they're on YouTube right now. Anyone could like search Tariq Nasheed white women and like
So my question
listen
is,
to. I'm almost done, right?
No,
So
no,
to
no,
go
no.
back
You
to
no,
been
my
this
going
is
on.
Hold
no,
on,
because
hold
you're
on.
Like,
asking my
like,
She
question.
make
no,
no
no.
sense.
Look, listen.
To go
this
You've
back to
been
my
going
original
on.
question.
You're
What are
babbling
you
now.
saying,
You're just
sis?
going on and on and
Let her
on.
let her fin
So
let her
I'll
land.
wrap
Let
my
her let her
answer.
land. Let her land.
I'll
She
I'll
said
Let
she
her
was
land.
Hold
almost
on. You
done.
got 15. Hold. She got
She
15
aiming
seconds.
at
Go
caping
ahead,
for
land.
her
go
girl.
let her land. Yo, play fair. Let her land.
How can you be pro-Black if you're willing to uplift people who are detrimental to Black women?
All right. Let me answer
This
that
is gonna fail.
real
Friday,
simply.
Fridays, real quick. Fridays,
Real.
real
Just
If
quick.
hold
you're
on.
not a
Fridays,
Just hold on.
bedroom,
Fridays,
Hold
hold
on.
on,
Let
just
hold
sit
OTG.
on.
down.
Hold on. Let OT talk. Let OT talk. Go ahead. All right.
Fridays. So hold on. So Queen, I heard you say a couple things, and because we're used to people who come in and try to corner that space. Like if I was to come in and say something about you that was inflammatory, I would come with the facts, right? So since you said you're not new to this, what you could do is there's an account right there. It says O.T.G. It's got 5 stars around it. If you click to that account, go to the Twitter account. All you need to do is add that account. I have people in this room who run that account. Any of
Say
those
the name
videos,
again. I'm sorry. What's the
it's
name
right
again? I'm
there
trying
at
to
the
find it.
bottom. It's right there at the bottom. You don't even have to do a lot of
Oh,
work.
got it.
Okay, click that. It says O.T.G. Safe Spaces. So all you have to do is tweet that video. All of those videos that you said exist on them, brother. Can you please provide those? It would be best if you did it because the room is recorded. And so, because your voice is the one that said it, it would only make sense that you would be the one who provided the YouTube footage and the links about that to the brother.
May I
So,
add something really quick, OTG?
no,
Just
no,
real
just hold
quick.
on, hold on,
No,
hold on,
drop
hold
the
on.
video.
One thing. So, just let her please drop the videos. They'll get retweeted, they'll get put up, and they'll get dropped in the Discord. That's number one. So, number two, I heard you say something about being black first. And yes, I believe in black first. I think that when you wake up in the morning or when you're walking down the street as a black woman and the cops see you, they see a black woman, black first. Everything else is divisive based on how you feel about yourself. All of those things that you said, I don't see. I have 2 daughters and I raised my daughters a certain kind of way. I have 11 sisters, all older. I'm the baby. I'm raised by a single black woman. Um, so all of those things, I'm sorry you had those experiences in your life and whatever men you feel
I
like.
didn't say anything about my life at all.
So, I mean,
Just to
whatever
clarify.
experiences, so the experiences that you spoke for other people's lives who aren't here to speak for themselves, I'm sorry for those people that you spoke for. I
People either. I
apologize
said
for,
Tariq has
Hold
a
on,
gift.
let him finish. Let him
Oh,
finish,
I
please,
apologize.
Queen.
I
Let him
because, I
apologize.
finish.
mean, you did say you never interrupted
I
anybody
apologize.
ever. Okay. So with that, I just want to be the first voice of a black man that says, I apologize for those people that you speak of And as far as what you said with Tariq, I'm sure you could provide the facts, the base on everything that you said. Because there's people here who are definitely willing and waiting to see those things so they can make an educated response. Because also a person who speaks how you speak, I would guarantee that you're not into just making negligent claims about people because you might feel a certain kind of way, or you're not coming into a room to provoke other black people and then spin it under the black first moniker and try to get people to get into an argument. I wouldn't take you for being that kind of person. So I think the black first thing is pretty explanatory. It's like, first I'm black, then it's you're a woman, you're a man, you're a mother, you're a father, everything else. As it dilutes, that's on people. But the goal is to be, the first part of the code is that when we see other black people, we recognize and we deal with them differently. And I think that's pretty easy to understand. Everything else is kind of divisive and based on people's own personal things that they want to get out with other black people. And I think that's cool. I just think that needs to happen not on public platforms. It needs to be held in a more private and better manner, especially when it could be a detriment to young people who aren't where you are in your learning process, if that makes sense. That's all.
Here,
Can I
let me
push
let
just
me
a little
respond.
bit?
Hold on, let me respond real
Real
quick.
quick.
Let me
Okay.
respond.
Because I
Like,
have information on that too. That's why I
hold
said,
on, let me
yeah.
let me let me
Well, drop
respond.
the video, sis.
Let me just say this, sister. Like, do you really want to live in the world where your past won't allow you to grow into your greatness? I
Thank
mean,
you.
like, who don't have a past? I mean, I guess you're telling us that you're this holy angel figure that never done anything wrong in the past. Like, every great person in our society that's done positive things had an awful past. That's just the way God designed us. Even if
Talk
you're
about it.
religious, even if you're religious, most of the apostles in the Bible had ugly pasts until they found God.
Malcolm X did too.
Malcolm X was pimping
Was a
and
pimp.
doing all this stuff before he became Malcolm X. Like, come on, do you really want to live in a world where your past can hold you down from a future?
Can I answer that?
And Martin Luther King
Can I answer that
preaching
really
it, so it doesn't
quickly?
make him great anymore. We're just gonna
Yes, you
try
can
to
answer.
tear our leaders
Yeah, so
apart.
let me
Hold on, let her
answer.
respond.
So
Let her
two
Let the
respond.
things.
queen talk. Let the queen talk.
Only
Two
plus.
things, right? I think that people can, I absolutely 100% agree. People can move beyond their past, right? Sorry, someone's not muted. Okay, thank you. So people can move beyond their past, but in order to do that, there does have to be an accountability, right, of the harm that was caused in the past, right? And maybe someone can drop a video for me, right? Like, has there been a moment, right? This is rhetorical, right? Because we're using that video sharing space. If there have been moments, right, where there's been some accountability taken in terms of some of the past language and rhetoric, right, that was directed towards Black women, I 100% think that there's room for reconciliation and there's room to move forward. I'm just simply stating I am not familiar with that type of accountability having been taken. And then to answer the other question
Be
the
rhetorical,
O.T.G posed,
but first it could only be rhetorical if you posted the facts. So you're
well,
just
to
in
answer
there trying
to
to take
answer
shots. You're just trying to take shots that don't need to be taken.
I'm really not. We can have an intellectual like disagree. We can have an intellectual debate here. Like it doesn't have to be
I'm
this like
waiting for you
personal
to
thing.
post something for me to make a
Well, I'm still waiting for the
response.
videos to be
We're still
posted,
So
waiting.
can I
and
Hey,
I'm
can
say
still
I
waiting
one
for the
say
last
intellect.
something?
point?
Because I have
Yes, I
information
Waiting
can.
about
for
I
this
just want to
somebody.
video.
make
That's
my
what she's
last point
doing.
because I said I had 2 points,
Yeah,
right?
let
Can
whoever
So
want
someone
to let
say
that
it?
lady speak next and say she got points
that's
about it
Nikki.
though.
Let the sister Nikki speak. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Nikki. So
she
let me
can.
just speak. Let
She
me finish my second point. My second
okay.
point.
Hurry up.
Am I finishing or
Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead,
Go
Zamari.
ahead,
thank
You
you?
finish.
gotta land soon, sis, okay?
BWI baby, BWI.
Let me take off. And someone keeps muting me. That's why yeah, okay. So the other thing was I actually agree, like I let's say I agree with everything OTG said about being Black first, right? So as a Black person, right, if there's a swath of the Black community saying this person has been harmful towards me as a Black person, why is that person still allowed to be elevated over the section of our Black community that's saying they've been harmful, right?
because
So even if we take gender out
because
of it,
you don't have to go any further because the swarth that you speak about only exists to you. The
Yeah, it
points
don't
that
exist.
are a
Well, no,
problem
there was an
to no,
entire
no,
room.
just let me finish speaking. The
No, but
problem that
those women don't know.
the problem that you have does not ring as big as it should in the black community in your mind, which has you policing other black people saying, why aren't they feeling a way about this? Because they don't. And you should just be okay with that. Like, some people don't want to juice every day. It's healthy for them. I could tell them every day and be upset with them other black people like, bro, people are dying of colon cancer and people are getting this, but they choose not to do it. They don't. I
And
could tell
also, no
people.
other race
So
of
by the
women
same
hate.
token,
Hold on, hold
shouldn't
on,
you
Oh,
be
hold on,
okay? Shouldn't you
hold
be
on.
okay
But
without
can we, no, can we
But
hold
you
up, y'all?
see, but
Can
time
we
out,
let
no,
time
can we
out,
let
guys.
the
Hold
other
on,
lady
hold on,
he
go?
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold
Yo,
on,
you
guys.
gotta relax, bro.
Hold
Hey,
on, hold on,
can I give a balanced opinion?
hold on, hold on.
Nah,
You gotta
wait,
wait,
Can
my
I
wait,
ask my
nigga.
yeah,
question?
Wait.
wait. Everybody be quiet. Everybody be quiet, bro. Like we really try to have this conversation, but I need everybody to be respectful, bro. Talking over each other, can't even hear clearly. Like, let the man finish, and then I'll move on with the list if need be. But aside from that, let's have this conversation, man.
On
So this is
top of that,
what
it's
I'm
being
saying.
recorded. If you got something to say, just tell Tato. He'll put you in the queue. Y'all got to remember, if somebody else listening to this shit is being recorded, nobody's going to come away with any information because everybody talking over each other. Just the O.T.G land is playing. Everybody chill out for a second.
All I'm saying to the queen is this. You feel exactly how you feel. I have my own things that I feel with the brother, but I'm never going to come out on a public platform and address that. I know people who talk to the brother, and when the time is right, that's when you address things, when you truly respect other black people and you're living black first, black women and black men. I sit in my space in rooms with 500, 600 people and tell all the brothers stand down. It's a woman's time. Let the women be great right now. Stop talking. Let the women talk, bro. Let's go stand behind them. Let them be the faces of the business. Like, that needs to happen. That's where we're at right now. But some guys just don't agree. And I'm not going to spend valuable time crusading against running space to space telling people why they should agree with me. Now that's like acting like white supremacy and policing black people. And that's just like riding around doing stop and frisk on other black people. Why are you not doing this? Well, you should be thinking like this. And you should feel like this. And you should talk like this. Because if I was right there, I would be talking like this. And I would be talking like that. Don't you get upset when you go to work and white people enforce that shit on you?
I
So
do.
why would you enforce that on your brother? I'm just
Why?
saying. But just hold on one second. Hold on one second. I'm gonna be quiet. All I'm saying is all of us are never gonna like everything about each other. And some people are gonna have bigger platforms than others. And for whatever reason, they have that platform. If they are trying to utilize that platform to speak good and do something positive for black people should support that because that's the same. Even if you don't understand all of it, long as you feel like the intent is not detrimental. The brother is not selling these movies so he could go pimp black women. Y'all know that. So all of this is crazy. He's not taking the money so he could go live on an island and then sit on there and say, I'm rich, bitch, and never help another black person. The brother's intent is pure. You can hear it when he talks. You can see it in how he moves. You can see it in how he invests his time and his sweat equity. As true business people, we know what sweat equity is. Nobody is spending their time and sweating and putting blood, sweat, and tears just to get over on the community, to come stand in a space and purposely offend everybody while taking their money to come back in the community to help them. That's not the goal. Just like how some things I don't understand, I still support it. I don't get everything when some of the brothers is talking LGBTQ and this, that, and the other, because the major voice I hear from that is straight black men don't support them. I don't agree with that, but I still stand with them, and I'm not going in their spaces arguing with them, trying to get them to understand something else, neither. They got their voice, their space. I let them have that. When it's time for us to form like Voltron, that's what we need to do. But the problem we have is when we're trying to form, that's when people want to come out and start pointing the fingers and tearing down other black people, and that makes the discourse. And that's all we saying in this space is what happened today. A brother is trying to release and move forward and do something positive in the black community. He is trying to do it in a time where everybody is laid off and he knows he can reach a lot of people. He is trying to pass a positive message that will definitely reach some black people, whether you hate them or not. The message is the message. You can hate a drunk man for telling you not to drink alcohol, but you should listen to the drunk man because who would know better about being a motherfucking drunk, bro? You got to just understand the game. And if you don't understand that, then are you the person who's truly detrimental to the space? Because if you don't understand that, then all you're doing is highlighting somebody's problems to say why we shouldn't listen to the positive message. It really starts to seem like you're the cancer to the space, not you, but whoever feels that way. And that's all I'm trying to say. I had nothing else to
And
say.
and let me say something behind that real quick. Anybody is trying to bring up something Tariq Nasheed did in 1999, 2000, 2002, whoop de whoop. We don't give a fuck. Breaking news: the black people here, we don't give a fuck what he did to you niggas. We don't give a fuck how many pimp hats and zoot suits he wore for any type of program. Because guess what?
Facts.
Newsflash: until we see this nigga in a Klan suit or sitting next to Benjamin Trump and getting Cadillac sponsorships, we standing 10 toes down with Tariq Nasheed.
Flat
There's
out.
nothing you
Flat
can
the
bring
fuck
in
out.
this room for us to move off of that because we are on code. Like O.T.G just said, it's people on this room in this app that have been in the same room in months. But once some fuck shit goes down, but
Hey,
And,
I,
and
my
Tariq,
bad, my bad. We're gonna come together. And that's bottom line. Like I don't want to hear no more about what research you got, what paperwork you got, because you got fans of his in here who have did their own research and who knows everything you're about to bring up.
Can I say a woman's perspective, someone who was in that room that earlier. I asked for the videos because that pink pill lady, she made all these accusations about what he said about black women that was so offensive to her and telling them not to date black women like her. But when the video was informative on how to date mixed women, right? We know he does silly shit like that, right? But that's for a certain fan base. I'm I'm not here to come in because he hurt your personal feelings. I'm not. When he calls women bed wenches, I'm not offended because I'm not a bed wench. So that
facts.
room earlier
Come
with
on.
all of those women talking all that shit, and not only that, locked the stage, wouldn't let anyone else speak, and provided these shaky videos to prove their point. Don't come in here and say that he's been harmful to black women. I don't know. He ain't raped no black women. He ain't killed no black women. He ain't beat up no black women. I don't care that he hurt your personal feelings because you choose to date white men and you choose to hate black men. I'm talking about pink pill. I don't know about you, Zima Faye, but that's the issue. And when we have to actually measure that toward your hurt feelings and the work he's doing to educate the community. Guess what? Him educating the community is going to win, but no one's really provided any information on how he's just been so detrimental to black women. Black first means politically black first. If people are doing work that is for our people, that's what's paramount, not about a few women's hurt feelings. That's not what it's about. And they don't hold any clout simply because they're black. Their life practices is what comes into play when we really are paying attention to who is having these grievances. Yeah, all those women in that room, they're self-proclaimed divestors. Why would we care what they talking about? Why would we let how they're feeling about Tariq Nasheed have any real merit on what we are doing and how we are moving as a people? No, we're not gonna cancel him because he hurt y'all feelings.
Well, I would think we
hey,
would care because they're black women.
hold on one second.
No,
Hey,
because
hold
their
on,
If
life
No,
practices aren't in
hold on,
alignment with
they're
what
bad
we're
bunches.
doing.
hold on. First, that goes way past the message that was said earlier as far as black first. But Linnell, what you gotta say, bro? Because I know you've been quiet this whole time.
Bruh. My dude. So to the sister, I think OT kind of touched on a lot of what I was going to say, right? When we talk about being black first, right? It's about how you live, right? And so when she talks about how there are women who feel a certain type of way about things that he did, I think the sister just brought up what is it that what's their issue? Because when you listen to Tariq, he doesn't talk. He's not anti-black woman, right? Is he pro accountability? Does he bring people to task of anti-black behavior? The only people I can see who would be upset are people who engage in anti-black behavior, right? And when I was on stage in that other room, those women made it very clear that they are pro-white man and very, very anti-black male, right? And those are the only people I can legitimately see being upset. And if you coming in here saying that we shouldn't listen to him because, or we should cancel him because he doesn't live black first, what's your evidence? What's your proof? What has he done that's anti-black male, anti-black people? What does he do that's not black first? And if we're not talking about actions, then I don't want to hear shit. I'm done.
Hey, I wanted to say to the queen, Zamik.
Who's the queen? Me? Zimafe.
Yeah, you.
You can just call
Uh,
me Zimafe.
okay, okay.
Damn.
That
Uh,
man called you a queen though, but damn.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, sis, I'm
Well,
sorry, brother. I need
it's
to step
cool.
in.
It's
I'm
cool.
gonna
Look, check
excuse
this.
me, Sister Zim Faye, you were really defensive and disrespectful, and if he mispronounced your name, you don't have to come in here with that energy, sis. So
Oh, I
I'm
just
gonna
wanted him to
defer to
know
the
it's
brother and let him
Zimafe.
speak. He mispronounced your name, I'm
He
sure
called her
by
queen
accident.
too.
He called you a queen, and you get to act like one in this moment and listen to the brother. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
mind him mispronouncing. I was correcting so no one else did. And I don't
And your
like being
tone is
called
hella
queen.
defensive right now, and I'm checking you on that in this space. Go ahead,
Okay.
brother.
Well, I don't like being called queen. You can just call me by my name, which is Zima Faye. That's all I was
Yo,
saying.
you
So you're not a
Wow.
goofy,
Okay,
queen.
Or
bro.
Zimmerfait.
divestment.
It's
Wow.
You
cool,
goofy,
y'all. It's
girl.
cool.
See,
Hey
that's
man,
On
let
a
what
her
that's
have
dead
what
it.
we
woman.
Hey,
that's
just let
what
her
we're
have it.
And
talking
that's her
about being
downfall.
problematic.
Yeah,
Quit
Okay,
just
calling
let
so
her have it,
everybody
bro.
check
queen.
this.
That's the problem.
Just call
She
me
came in
Zima
there to
Faye.
take up for
That's
a group
all.
of women. That's it. She came in
Putting
here to
these
take
hoes
up
on
for a group
pedestal.
of women.
All right,
Okay,
who
let
was about
me.
to speak?
Hey,
Oh,
this whole
Hotep,
top.
right? Go ahead, bro.
The
Whole top.
hotel.
Uh, this based upon what you said about the black first, I wanted to say, and Tariq Nasheed. I don't when I've heard him say anything to put the correlation between black women and white women. I don't think when he says these things, he's ever meant it in a way to prop up white women. I think he is trying to be somewhat of a psychologist when it comes down to black relationships and how to create better relationships between us so we can come together. So black men, we like I could say we can all say that gang culture, right, is something negative in the black community, right? And something I'm pretty sure that most.
And the white community. People
Well,
forget about
yeah, but
motorcycle gangs.
I don't care
No,
about.
we
Right,
forget
Ace.
about.
And you sound like you dissed it.
Nah,
Yeah,
because he got a
but
lot of background noise. That's why.
No, I'm on a Bluetooth. That's my bad. I was just saying we always forget about motorcycle gangs,
yeah, but I don't
which
care
are the
about white
largest
people.
gangs.
So
It's loud.
I'm not talking about them. Uh, I'm just saying there's negative things in the black community that we have to fix, and I don't think it's an issue if Tariq Nasheed tries to critique certain issues, and I feel like a lot of people don't like to be critiqued or told about their flaws. So I don't think when he tries to say, "Oh well, white women don't do this and black women look at you doing this," he's just stating something that this group of people are doing and this group of people aren't doing, and what's working for relationships. So I don't think it's something to downgrade black women or to talk bad about black women, but we know how white supremacy in a system has created black people to be a certain way, women or men, like putting drugs in the black community. You heard me. Now we got a whole bunch of drug dealers. Like that's something negative, and that's something that we all have to talk about. So when black women come to critique black men, that shouldn't be an issue because we're trying to create proper black relationships. When men come to critique women, vice versa. Either way, we should be more open to understanding what are the issues between us so we can grow as a community, because we know that the family is the most important thing in the black community. So I just wanted to answer that question to you because I think when y'all hear what he say certain things back in the past, it was taken as, oh, fuck these these black women, these white women doing everything great. No, I don't think it was that. I think it was just saying that, oh, there's certain behaviors and traits at the time that black women were doing that aren't productive to us creating this legacy we're trying to create. So certain things have to be stopped.
So what I want to say real quick is this just goes back to like really slavery days, and when the master used to send the mammy out to the field to get the niggas in line. Respectfully, my sister, black men did not fail us today. Black women failed the black men. So this is not a moment for you to come with your grievances. You can have that moment in another space, but we got to take accountability for the things that we did and said today collectively as black women. Since you made it a point to mention, oh, well, it should matter since she is a black woman. Well, let's make it a point to mention that black women failed our brothers today. We took a leader and knocked him off his pedestal. At least
Talk
we
about
tried
it.
to. And I want you to
Come
know
on.
that it's black women on this stage. We not going for that. This ain't the moment for your grievances. This ain't the moment for your hurt feelings. This is a moment for us to come as a collective and protect this man, because there's a whole room that's trying to tarnish his image, an image that's uplifting our people. So if you're going against the grain, like everybody said, we on code up here. It will not be tolerated. If you want to come up here and receive a word and receive some wisdom, you got to be receptive, but you being hella defensive, my sister. And that's why everybody coming off harsh to you. Like I said once before, Sister Ali, I'm standing in that, and she wouldn't go for this shit. We failed our community today. So we're going to have to take that hit on the ass that our brothers giving us, and we're going to have to pick our heads up tomorrow and do better tomorrow, the next day, and following. Just get on code. As simple as that.
And
And I
Queen
hear
Queen.
Vogue,
you.
Queen
I
Vogue,
hear
Queen
you. I
Vogue,
don't.
Queen
I think
Vogue.
black women can
Hold on.
Jada
disagree
speak.
in
Yeah,
Yeah.
love.
Queen Vogue, to your point, I'm going to refer the sister Zima Faye to my interview with the Queen Mother Shahrazad Ali that we did in March for Women's History Month about the state of the black women today. So you can start there in your codification process, Black Power.
Can I just say it's okay for us to disagree and like it doesn't have to be like tension for us to have a disagreement about this particular figure. So I just want to put that out there. And the other point I wanted to make is um if I don't see me personally, right? And I won't even say me personally. I think that there's a collective of black women, right, that extends beyond women who are divestors, right? There are women like myself who date black men who are in community and in relationships with black men. And there's a community of black women who see someone like a Tariq Nasheed as being a problem for black women, thus a problem for the black community, right? And what I'm simply asking for here is how do we fix that? How is that addressed, right?
But
Because
what
it
is the
I
can't
think
be
you,
problem?
but you
two.
didn't
Well, what is the
substantiate it. We
Hold on,
problem?
y'all. Let
asked.
me finish. Let me
What is
finish.
the
Hold on.
problem that we're addressing?
Candace Owens.
Let me
Hold on.
finish,
Hold on,
right?
yeah.
Because we don't feel that problem.
Yeah, but the black community extends
No, they
beyond just
don't. A
you,
couple of people on this
right?
app does. Do not spread that narrative. You're making that up. The
Can I
black community
finish?
supports Tariq Nasheed. Maybe not the
No,
divestors.
but
Facts.
they don't. The black community is not monolithic, right? That so we all
What
understand
black
that.
community?
The black community,
Then
meaning
where are
black
they?
people,
She
all
only
the
knows.
Right.
black.
Where are
So
the
again,
where are these people that
I'm
you
not.
speak of?
If I could
People
just
Not
create
finish, I'm not
scenarios to
Cannot.
have something to
discounting.
talk
If
Hold
I
about.
could
on, hold on.
finish,
Hold
African.
on,
if
hold
I
on,
could
real quick,
finish,
y'all. Real quick. Go ahead and
I'm
finish,
not just.
Jennifer.
Yeah, I'm not discounting anyone else, anyone on this stage's beliefs about Tariq Nasheed. What I'm simply offering is that there are black women and black people. Let me not even just limit it to women. There are black people who feel differently, right, about him as a leader, given his past rhetoric about black people, right,
You
and
you didn't
specifically
Can I
play
Of
black
the
speak?
women.
African
clip.
She got to
Can
shut
descent.
I
up.
speak?
So
Can I speak,
how do
please?
we,
Of
if I could
African descent.
Bro,
finish,
let her finish, bro.
if I could finish, right? And it can't be two things, right? It can't be like we appreciate you, we see you, we uplift you, queen. And when I say, hey, but this particular figure is problematic for what he represents about the
To
black,
you.
about black to a lot of people, right? There was an
But you
entire
did
room
not
held on
provide
it.
any
Tyra, hold
So let
on.
me
context.
finish.
Tyra, hold on. Let her
Let me
finish.
finish.
And Zimmerfe, before you
And we
finish,
know
hold on, before you, real quick, did you post any of the facts that were aforementionedly asked of you so
well,
that
I
you could
wasn't sure
back
because
back your
somebody said we
claims?
don't need them, and then somebody said we did need them, and
Nah.
No,
so
we need
Please,
them,
please,
please. I
please
was
make sure. Please make sure you
okay,
post those
gotcha.
facts because that's the
I'll
only
got
way
you.
you'll be able to substantiate what you're trying to say.
I got you, but I feel like I will post it, but also a few people have acknowledged that some of his past rhetoric was
But when
problematic, right?
only
So
a
let
few
me just
people,
finish. Let me
one
finish.
He
person
debunked it.
speaking, or you're the
Let me just
people.
finish.
Well,
I'm not just
hold on.
speaking. Oh,
You're the
I mean,
only person who's speaking here who has a consistent problem with them, saying that you have a problem and other black women. All the black women here are saying they don't. You're saying some do. They like okay, and what? And you just keep trying to push a point that they're not going to agree with. They ask
right.
to post the videos an hour ago. You've been
But can I finish?
but hold on,
No.
you've been dismissive because you just keep disrespecting somebody they say they respect, and you not posting anything, and you just keep saying, "Can you finish?" and keep disrespecting them and the person further and further and further. Like, how long do you feel like you should keep being disrespectful at this point without posting anything? Like, I'm in a Discord chat in my group that has 1,900 people. There's at least 9 people sitting in a space who've been asking for 40 minutes. Can she post the videos? There's people on this stage asking you the same thing. So think about you as a representative of the people that you're speaking of right now. You can finish, but you're
So
not
yeah,
making a strong point. Like, you haven't said
Cause I'm
posted
still waiting for them
anything,
videos. I'm still
right? You
waiting.
haven't posted
I'm still
anything,
waiting
and
to
there's
finish talking.
400 people in this
See how
room, and
hard that is?
nobody
It's hard.
has raised their hand to agree with you. So you kind of like standing on this island by yourself with no proof.
I'm okay. I'm okay with that. If I could finish my point, that's all I've been asking, right? I think to actually address something you just said, there's a
Propaganda.
difference between disrespect and critique, right? So I haven't disrespected
People
anybody.
said you
What
The
disrespected
I've
them.
disrespect
done,
You
is
should
kicking a black
respect
man
it.
while he down. That's the
This is
disrespect. The
propaganda.
I gotta
disrespect
be
is
able to
kicking a black man
finish.
Letting her
while he
do it.
down.
I
That's the
can't
Yeah,
do that. I
disrespect.
can't
no
finish.
valid point. You came in here with
Unvalid,
nothing to say.
unresourced propaganda.
So
Right.
let
Right. Well, how is he detrimental to black women? I need to know that. So if he's detrimental to black women, what is Shahrazad Ali? If you can't take what he's saying, what is Shahrazad Ali? Is she detrimental to the black women? I feel like people create scenarios to have a narrative, to have something to say, to have a fight.
I just
What
want
it's
to
feeling
finish.
like to me is like the energy that you're coming in here with is to take up for a certain group of women. Why are you actually here? Because we're here to
I just
protect
want to
Tariq Nasheed.
finish.
So what is your point? What are you
I
actually
honestly
I
saying?
just
don't
want her
want
to
to
finish
hear.
till
I
if I can
don't want to
finish.
hear nothing else he has to say.
Me
I
either.
know, but I want to
There's
finish
too
my
many people
point.
in this room to be
But there's
influenced
nothing to
I,
finish.
I
Well,
just
And
want to
you're
Zima
finish.
Faye,
and
after you
non-factor
finish,
what you're saying.
can
You're
you still
also
provide
nothing. You
those
added no
videos
value to
because
this.
I
you've been
will, but I
saying
can't
that you
even
want to
finish
finish
my
this whole
point of
time.
providing
Hold,
It's been
proof.
No,
about
can we get the
45
video
you don't
minutes.
need
first?
Can't even land.
hold
there's
I've
on,
been
no
It's been
trying
y'all.
to
about
talk for
45
3 minutes.
minutes.
Hold on,
I've
y'all.
been
Hold
trying
on.
to talk. Like, just let
and
me
Frank.
finish. If I
Hold
Don't
can
on,
need
y'all.
finish,
Hold
I
on,
can
y'all.
go. I could just want to finish without anyone
we
interrupting.
don't
Hold
need
on,
to hear
That's
hold
you
on,
all.
You
hold on.
do and you
Hold
did.
It's
on.
surrendering
I know,
him
but
Hold
I
when
can't
he's
on.
finish.
speaking.
Hold
Like
So I
we
on,
still
don't
want
y'all.
to
want to
finish.
Hold
hear.
hold on,
listen.
y'all.
If I
Hold
want to
on.
watch a T, I can watch Love
Hold
and Hip Hop. If
on,
I want to hear
But
Latasha.
Mayhem,
I
Hold
want to
Hey,
on.
finish.
Tato, you're a moderator. Just start muting niggas,
Bruh,
bro.
I'm trying to be respectful with this shit, bruh. Like, relax. Zimmerfae, quite honestly, where you're at right now, though, I commend you for staying on that island dolo, but you still, like I said to you prior, you still haven't posted anything to back up your statements and you keep talking. So
Can I
with that,
finish?
with that, this is why you have a bunch of people coming at you because, like I said to you before, in order for you to substantiate anything else that comes out of your mouth as a black woman and being black, you know how the culture is. So, with that, right now you're standing in a space where you need to provide those facts. Otherwise, you're really not going to be heard, and there's not much more I can do about it.
Well,
Really,
all I
Tato,
really
solid does
was,
she people though?
all I
Really
wanted to do
though?
was
But
finish,
does
right?
she
I
Yeah,
can
really
yeah,
finish the
though?
but
video
yeah,
I
but
mean,
after.
because if she
hold on,
not from the
hold on,
culture, bro, then
Devil.
she not
But
gonna
if
know
y'all want
that,
to
bro.
silence me because you don't want to hear my
Nobody.
No,
She's
we're
point,
not
got wait,
finna
wait,
hold
wait,
No,
on.
wait, wait,
Hold
wait,
on,
wait,
no,
men.
wait,
no,
wait,
no, no,
wait.
no,
Men,
no. Nobody
men,
silencing
men.
nobody. Nobody
I
She's
Men,
know,
got
silencing
but
men,
wait,
you're
wait.
really,
You
nobody.
really
trying to
got a
quick.
degree in
silence me.
Men, really
sociology.
quick. Men,
Wait, wait.
men,
say
really, really,
the
really
word,
quick.
Vo,
Really quick.
word.
Jade. Hold on, Vo, Jade, Whitney. I'm
Yeah.
going to digress, and I say all men should digress. She got
Got it. I
a
got it.
PhD in sociology. She, at this point, is using certain words on purpose to
So, brother
trigger
OTG,
people.
let me step
So
in for
go
a
ahead.
second.
I'm done
I
speaking.
got
This
You
is
are
you,
my
always
name is
bringing up my
O.T.G.,
brother.
and
name.
I'm
Brother
Hey,
done
Listen, I
OTG.
just
speaking.
want to finish. What does my
It's
hey,
education have to do
OT,
with me
I
hey,
mean,
finishing?
Zimmer
OT.
Faye, you
Because
can
you
no
actually,
thank
and
Thank
we're
you,
you.
gonna
Zimmer
allow
Faye.
you to finish.
Thank
But
No
you,
thank
you.
I'm pretty
You
sure,
keep
I'm pretty sure
referencing
you're a very
fictitious
smart woman. You
incidences.
have a PhD. Can you can? I'm pretty sure you can multitask and you can speak your word. Just leave it off mute and be able to type in and just get the link to those videos, send it in because I really do want to see it. And because you've made a substantial grievance against this man, we'll let you finish. Just make sure you could just multitask and
Thank
just
you.
send that video over. And
Thank
that's
you.
me being respectful. respectfully.
Brittany, I so appreciate that, and I will send those videos, right? But I just wanted to one, I'm a little like concerned about like why my education was brought up because I didn't raise it, right? All I simply came in here to do was make a point about how certain segments of the Black community, right, and these are Black women, it's not just me, right? I think that we can all be genuine enough to say that there was an entire room of Black women just speaking about their experiences with him, and a ton of Black women in the audience listening to and supporting, right? So to say that I'm existing on this island and I'm the only Black woman who's raising concerns about some of his past rhetoric is disingenuous. We know that there's an array of Black women who are raising that critique right now and have been raising it for years. And my question is simply still, if we are all saying we're Black first and we're about protecting Black people and we're about staying on code, what is the code about individuals who use their rhetoric, right, to denigrate and degrade Black women? What
I
is
have
Well,
the
that
answer.
code?
I have the answers to that very succinctly and very
And
academic.
let me go ahead and post the video. Thank you.
Okay, thank
I'm
you,
so
sis.
glad I finished.
Okay, so to answer that question, the code is not an ideological, intangible concept. The code is actually the compensatory code by Mr. Neely Fuller Jr. You can go over to producejustice.com. You can get a copy of the book, or you can go onto Blog Talk Radio every Tuesday morning, I think 8 or 9 a.m. Eastern Time, listen to his program. But to answer your question specifically, the code is actually, as a prisoner of war in this global system of white supremacy, all we can do is focus on what we are doing individually. So to answer your question, if individuals have issues with what the brother Tariq Nasheed is doing, that those individuals need to focus on what they're doing specifically and constructively to replace the system of white supremacy racism with a system of justice by focusing on specifically what they're doing. So in short, people like yourself and other Black people who have issues with our brother Tariq Nasheed, my best advice to solve that problem that they're having and those sentiments is for them to go out and do the amount of work that the brother Tariq Nasheed is doing to produce justice in the Black community. Black power.
Black power.
Hey,
All
Queen,
right,
you
I'm gonna
make
move to the audience and
Queen
post the
Tato,
video.
can I
Queen.
Thank
speak,
you.
bro?
Goodbye.
You
go ahead,
make my
Devo.
heart smile,
Peace,
Bye.
Queen.
sis.
Go ahead, Devo.
You're welcome. And y'all can find me in Buck Breaking. You can also go over to flynubianqueentv.com, 12 p.m. Eastern Time. The Lioness Den is in full effect. You can also reach me at Lioness Crown on social media. I'm not on social media a lot because I'm actually doing work in the community. And most of the work that I do is not to be talked about. But that's a part of codification as well. You focus on what you are doing as opposed to pointing your finger at the next victim of white supremacy.
Talk
Whether folks
about it.
like what the brother Tariq Nasheed is doing consistently or not doing, all you have control over is what you're doing. So sis, go out and bail some people out of jail. Go out and create some actual educational documentaries. Go out and do advocate for some policy. Go out and
But
bury
I
some of
do.
our, hold on. Okay, well, do it to the extent that he's doing it and focus on that as
But I
opposed to
do.
wasting your time and energy and not doing that. And so also you can go ahead and you can interview our elders who are here, Mama Shahara Ali, Professor James Small, etc. Those are also my teachers, my Bayana Bello out of Haiti. You can also bury our political lead, some of our elders who are making transitions and pay for their funerals, etc., etc. You go out and focus on producing justice and let the brother do what he's doing. You focus on what you're doing and go over and read the code by Mr. Neely Fuller Jr. at producejustice.com. Black power, sis.
We don't throw our leaders away, we protect them.
I
And
100%
also,
agree.
if
So
I can
I
say,
want to shout out leaders like Patricia Hill Collins, Sadia Hartman.
Yep.
These are some
which is
great Black
why I
women
like
White
to,
scholars
sympathizers.
that y'all
Hey,
did, you know,
hey,
I'd like
not
to
just.
Devo,
point out
Devo
that
wanted
there
to
And
are
with
say
that, I'll
something.
move to the audience.
Can
Thank you all
can
so much.
can
Bye.
Devo speak, please?
Bye.
Bye.
Go ahead,
Peace.
Devo.
I'd like to
Hey,
point out that there are no other race of women out
You're
here
not
trying
Devo.
to do
Hold
this.
on, hold on, hold on, Queen Latasha.
I like to speak as well.
Go ahead, Devo. Who said that? Who was the other person?
Marty.
Oh, yeah, Marty, you're already on the list, bro. Go ahead, Devo.
No, I appreciate you, King. I just want to say to the Queen, just speaking of this, like, we talking about a brother, like, and I know I'm probably gonna speak on some shit that's already been said, but it's just frustrating to see this and hear this, like, you know what I mean? I'm coming from a mixed person perspective, you know what I mean? Like, I've lived in St. Louis, I've seen this shit, like, I've seen how every time a black man tries to come up and do something positive, why is it that the first thing that motherfuckers always trying to bring up is his past or some shit that he done wrong, but yet we forget about half the reason why he did the shit he was even put in a position to even do that started coming from the white man. You see what I'm saying? Like, everybody want to talk about a motherfucker past, but don't forget that motherfuckers the white man put you in that position for you to even do shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just frustrating for like how we talk about, like how the agenda is not real. You know what I mean? Like how do you not see this? Like I said, I'm a mixed child. I grew up viewing this shit. I do nothing but relate nothing but to my black side of the family. I've seen this. I've been treated like that. I've gotten my ass whooped before. I've been racially profiled before. There's plenty shit that I've been through that I do not talk about on this app. But I can sit here and understand, even with a white mama, even my mama who's treating me like shit, even with the white side of my family, I can understand the type of problems that we go through and to see this shit and to understand that how every time a black man tries to come up, whether you like it's just like once you get considered when like it's I don't know how else to explain it. Like this shit is real. Like the fact that a black man is even trying to do something. You know what I'm saying? They didn't bring up the shit. I'm pretty sure they didn't bring up his good grades that he probably made in school. They didn't bring up that past shit. But guess what? You see resurfacing videos on him talking about some old shit that motherfuckers in the white supremacy don't probably agree with. But half the motherfuckers who've been through that situation could probably understand. They may not necessarily agree with it, but they could probably understand why. Because the white man put him in that position in the first place, or whatever you want to say, white man, the Yakubi or whatever. But the system itself has been set upon that. You know what I'm saying? Like this is some shit we have to go through. This is some shit we have to continue to fight. Like I'm sorry, y'all, but like we have to continue to support this man and to continue to support our people, bro. Like I don't get that, bro. Like I don't understand how we so quick to go against a black man. You know what I'm saying? When all the Yakubians do the shit that we like. I just don't understand that, bro. Like we need to uplift this man, bro. We
Right.
need
So look,
to.
brother, white supremacy and this apartheid that we're in, it thrives off of confusion. Right. Unfortunately, as Mama Shahrazad Ali teaches us, we have, there's a bunch of confusion in our community that prevents us from relating to each other significantly. Everyone needs to read the Black Woman's Guide to Understanding the Black Man and the Black Man's Guide to Understanding the Black Woman. Not only
Yo,
Mr.
that's
Neely
crazy.
Fuller's work, we need
Essential.
to really be in a constant habit of studying and understanding exactly the epigenetics, the post-traumatic slave syndrome by Dr. Joy DeGruy, et cetera, that we've been dealing with. Unfortunately, none of this is new, but with the onset of technology, and I'm just going to call it what it is, the way in which Black women are exalted over Black men in society through the education system and academia, right? Creating a hierarchy within the Black community in which so-called, and I have letters behind my name as well, by the way, so-called educated Black women deem themselves to be superior to Black men intellectually, and that is weaponized by our open enemies in a way that we can't relate to each other, in a way that they unknowingly are doing the bidding of our open enemies, white women and white men, to really benefit them in their cause. That is an
Talk
example
to
of
him.
that. I don't give a damn about who got letters behind their name, what certificate the white man gave you, whose cap and gown you wore, whatever. If you don't understand who you are, where we came from, what we're dealing with, and if you're not in a constant practice of producing justice and being codified, then you are an agent of white supremacy. Period. I don't care the names of
Period.
scholars who come through academia who are still whitewashed and who are psychologically abused and very, very limited culturally by virtue of being around these Europeans and being told what to do by them and going through their institutions. Then they come out and they're weaponized against us. That's exactly what we saw. And let me just name this. The sister, hopefully she's off the stage by now, but I just want to name that we just spent 1 hour in a non-constructive conversation by someone that I would probably deem as an agent provocateur. She came in here with
Amen.
a purpose.
Thank
She
you,
did
Shay.
it, and we allowed her to do it for damn too long. We have
Thank
to
you.
be constantly working in a code, which is this: non-constructive conversations. Once a conversation becomes non-constructive and is not leading to you thinking about producing justice or coming up with some solutions to the race problem, according to Mr. Fuller, you got to move on and do something else. As you can see, I pinged the brother Tariq in the room. He came in the room. He interacted. He answered some questions, and then he had to go. We do not have time to be wasting in the middle of a race war. We got this anti-Asian hate propaganda going on. They're massacring Black men and Black women and our children. Never seen so many stories of Black children being killed by race soldiers. What are we doing about that? Not to say that people
Talk
on this
to
stage
him.
that we aren't doing work. it is important for us to come together and have these sorts of conversations. And anytime a discussion becomes non-constructive and it's not about creating solutions, then we have to move on to do something else. And so I don't know, I'm gonna ask maybe brother Jonathan or whoever created the space to probably reset the room and move it in a direction where we can actually have a constructive conversation that's talking about building and creating some solutions and producing justice. I have a client that I
Hey,
have to work on a project in a few minutes, and I just wanted to bless everybody in the space and say peace and Black power.
Thank you,
Thank
Thank
Jay.
you.
hey,
you.
Peace
can
and
I
Black
finish my
power.
point real quick,
Peace and
Tato?
Black Power. Thank you,
Thank you.
Jay, for
Hold
And
holding
on,
the
hold
Jay,
space,
on,
also
babe.
Devo.
when you said staying on code, I'm totally with that. So I just want to say to our brothers as well, as much as we want, we want to follow your lead, young kings. We want to follow your lead. So when we see it, when you guys see a sister up in here, and the women are getting on a sister, the queens up in here is getting on a sister. We know what we're doing. We're educated women.
Thank
We're,
you.
we're boots to the ground. We're doing this
Thank
work.
you.
Ask me about it. Like I said, I don't put my
And
whole resume and everything. So when we were handling her, we handled her properly. We didn't raise
exactly.
our voice. We didn't curse her out. We didn't disrespect her or anything. So when you see the queens handling her, I want my brothers to stand back and let us handle it. We got you. We got
That's
your
Thank
back,
Respect
and
it.
that's what we're here
And I
for.
apologize to anyone that thought I was trying to be rude or overtake the room when I kept telling the sister that we didn't want to hear her anymore. But it was for that exact reason. This is
Right.
proper. And what we have to understand is there's 300 people or 400 people in this room. So the longer she gets to spew that garbage with no facts over and over again, telling me she wants to finish her point, we are allowing it. It's just like a commercial. We can't allow it, not even for 2.5 minutes. If they don't have no facts, we don't want to hear it. There's no other race of women in this country that's out here making lists of what they do for their man, what they didn't do for their man, what's going on in their household. You don't hear white women talking about that. You don't hear Asian women talking about their man. This is systematic racism, and we have to nip that in the bud.
And we're going to come up with some solutions
and I'm
today,
with
even.
and hold I want to say this. I second everything you guys just said, and this is another example of when black women and black men trust each other and we're on code. Black women can critique us, they can say something, and they can take the lead in these debates and these conversations, and us as black men are confident enough in them to sit down, sit in the passenger seat and let them take lead and let them drive us home, because that's what we're supposed to do in the black community. We're not supposed to be in rooms where women are not allowed to talk or rooms where men are not allowed to talk. When it's time for women to take the lead, we will sit down and let them take lead, because that's what we're supposed to do.
I
Yo,
just
this
want
shit is
to
beautiful. We
appreciate y'all.
smoking
Thank
op packs
you.
as a
But when a
community,
brother come in
man.
the room acting a fool,
You
sisters, we
heard
will act
O.T.G?
accordingly.
We smoking op packs as a community. This shit is beautiful, nigga.
I say though, for real, y'all. I
Love.
want to say that I appreciate the women in this space. Like I had to catch myself. Like nobody is exempt. Like she was trolling me. She got me for about 30 minutes. And then I went and looked at who she was. And once I read her bio and then clicked over to her page, that's when I just was like, man, I'm shutting up, man, because I'm already tricked. It's a jam. Like I'm jammed. Like she set this shit up from the beginning. I'm gonna let the women handle this. This the time, man. Shut up. And I appreciate y'all just coming in and handling it respectfully and not letting me make myself look goofy. You know what I mean? So I appreciate you guys. And I appreciate the brothers
My brother
for
trying to
letting
give
it
her her
happen.
props, and we
Hey,
appreciate
Jay, my Facebook group said they love you, Jay. They know
that.
you more than
Yeah,
me on my
Oh,
Facebook
I
Jay,
group.
love them
So,
hey,
too.
Jay,
Hey.
yeah, yeah, we out in
real
Jersey.
talk.
We love you.
Real talk, I appreciate you, Jay, because that other room I was in, that shit had me looking, that shit had me looking at people kind of funny. Like, damn, that's how black women really feel. Like, it was a stage full of black women letting this goofy motherfucker lead them to their own demise. And I appreciate you for being vocal and, you know what I mean? Like, giving a different perspective and giving me hope that I can still fuck with black women like that, yo. That, like, I really appreciate you
Absolutely.
for real,
Thank you,
for real.
brother
We out here,
Devo.
the real.
Good.
Hey,
Remember
Queen
that
Jay,
there's a
can I give you
difference.
some
Hey Jay,
flowers?
Thank you. There's a
hey
difference
Jay,
between a black woman and a white supremacist and black skin that come in
Mm.
different forms. Male, sometimes they got ovaries and sometimes they got prostates, right?
She
But
did
they're
say she
white
wasn't a
supremacists.
queen.
Yeah, she
She
did
sure
say that.
Yeah,
did.
she
She
sure
sure did.
did. She sure
hey, look,
did.
hey,
And
hey,
gotta
I
understand,
almost
talk
like
about
I
it all
was,
the time, guys, that these
hey,
non-FBA supporting Africans, this is what they do. They troll him. They troll all the rooms. They are not happy with the fact that they are being outed for coming over and trying to be our tethers. And so when that happens, you're going to see these rooms. They're in here every day. If you're on Clubhouse, outside of this, They're in here every day talking about black folks and how black people do this and don't do that. We have to understand that skin folk ain't kin folk.
Facts, not all of them. And I wanted to say, but I didn't want to take over the stage and really go in because of her name being Faye. And of course, for the people that don't know, I am a first generation. I'm American. But I do always say I align myself with FBA or ADOS just to explain to my people. The fortunate thing is that I was raised in a Rastafarian family. So I was very blackity, black, black, black. And my even though we're not politically black, but throughout the diaspora, we are black. So at the end of the day, I was raised as you are my brother and I am your sister. There is a problem in the Caribbean. Now it's half and half, it's 50-50. And it's a rhetoric that goes around where they almost encourage sometimes for you to date a white man because they feel like you'll be financially well off. Sometimes the way that your children will look, because a lot of these women are so low vibrational and they're super insecure. It's not even about just being a white man. It gets deeper to they want mixed children. You understand what I'm saying? Because they do not love their black skin. And then they come up with these examples of, oh, there's not enough black men. Let me tell you something. If you want a black man, you can get a black man. I don't care what these statistics are telling you because not every black man is speaking on these statistics. There is someone for everyone, okay? To add a little humor, if you watch My 500-Pound Life, all of them got a man that take care of them, feed them, wash them, and
Every
everything.
single one.
Every single one of them on My 500-Pound Life got a man that take care of them. So you can get you a man. You understand what I'm saying? If that's what you want, you don't have to so-called divest. So also to my black men that's really about this life, when you see the goofy stuff happening, don't encourage this. Because my son is 13 years old. He got to grow up. And these are potentially the women that'll be growing up. And they're not going to make him feel like he is not worthy. You know what I'm saying? We can't allow that. We have to make sure that the men also step in and not create spaces that's going to make these people feel comfortable because I'm going to call you out respectfully and based on love, but I'm going to do it. We have to call you out. We got to embarrass you a little bit or put you in your place and position because we can't have y'all slipping. You understand what I'm saying? And do the same for us as well. But when I did see her name, I knew where it was coming from. I said she had to be in one of those rooms. She has a problem because what Tariq Nasheed does, and you have to take your emotions out of it, he is a jokester. He is a comedian on the low. The
Right.
way that he would even say, though, even if he cracks on Caribbeans or whatever, which I think is funny because we all crack on each other. He would always say, I have great friends in the diaspora. I have great Jamaican friends, but that's just me. That's not all of my people.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
know that if I can leave, they're going to roll out the red carpet for me. But I'm not just doing this for me. I got to do it for my people. So if Richard in Jamaica is good with me, I got to make sure if everything is happening, it's good for all my people. But see, people can't get past their fucking emotions. And they can't get past their damn low sense of, they have no sense of humor. And everything is like, oh my gosh, he's attacking me. Instead of just sitting back and listening to the message that at the end of the day, what's going to work for you is going to work for everybody. That's how the movement gets started. Black Americans have the biggest influence over the diaspora. So get down, get right, or get the fuck left. And I'm really about that. I'm serious. My daughter is she is ADOS because of her father. You understand what I'm saying? So I have to be in alignment. I don't care where my parents are from. And my parents are down with it. They totally understand. So my name is Tamika. I'm done speaking for those who just came in the
And
room.
not only that, the shit, respectfully, the shit that she was saying that Tariq said that hurt her feelings is shit that's true. If we're talking about black women being obese, the numbers back that up. If we're talking about black women not being submissive, that's true because we got a new divine femininity movement that's happening amongst us where women are speaking amongst women and teaching women how to go back to those core values on what it means to be a woman. So sometimes the truth fucking hurts, but don't forget there's always medicine in the candy, sweetheart. You just got to remove the fucking pill.
Right, that's right.
And brother OT, to the sister's point, I just have to name this for all the brothers on the stage. When we step up sometimes in a moment like that, it's also for your protection, right? Uh, it's easy for a chick to play victim, to say that the brother is aggressing towards them, cutting them off, and X, Y, and Z. And so sometimes we sisters, we got to step up and check them so
That's
that
right.
you're not in a position
Right.
where they're trying to play victim and make you into being a predator, an abusive person, or X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to name that as well. I had to step in and check her. The brother was just
I
saying,
appreciate.
And hold on,
yeah.
hold on. I want to say
You're
this real
right,
quick.
because she tried
Everything
it.
Jade's talking about is the main reason why I don't like having back and forth in dialogue with them over there because they literally base
Come on
those
now.
conversations they gaslight us, use heterophobic terms, and even some of the women. They say certain things to the men, and the men are supposed to, and we're gentlemen. We're gonna sit on our hands. But they say certain things, they say certain comments back, and when we comment just defending ourselves, we get labeled predators, misogynists. We get called threats on this app, and we get muted and booted. And then and I know even some men, this has they have lost jobs, they've lost opportunities off this app just because being in rooms with people, they thought they could have a conversation and discourse with the opposite side, and they ended up getting fucked up behind just having a difference of opinion.
That's why
I
I would
just
never
want
get
to
on
say I
stage and
respect
debate them or
it.
do anything. You're not on my level, sis. Like, you don't even know what divesting means. You need to call another person to represent you to explain why you are a part of a certain movement. You don't even know. You don't even know what it means. And if you're dating a black man, then you're not a freaking divester. I'm so confused. I'm really confused here. That's why the best thing to do is pay them dust. When you don't pay them attention, it goes away. You got to be Beyonce to the bullshit. Don't feed into it. Beyonce don't address shit. Okay? She's not going back and forth with nothing. She's not even clearing up a fucking rumor. Don't do it. It goes away. It dies once you don't feed it the attention.
I just want to say to Jade, Queen, I appreciate you. Like, I literally, in my space, I always tell people to go look at who they're talking to. And I didn't. And so when I went and I read her profile, like, she posted it there for everybody to read and got offended with me because I just want to see who I was talking to. Once I realized, clicked to her Instagram, and I had a clear understanding. You know, she's got a PhD in sociology. She's working out in the field with black people. She has a clear idea of what Black First is. You know what I mean? So she came here with one agenda and one agenda only. I'm outclassed. And she said clearly when I thought about what she said, you know, my goal is to come here and say there's a group of black women who feel a certain way about them. When I said people said they didn't care, she said, I'm still here to let y'all know that. I just shut up. That's why I called you guys names. And I just appreciate you guys actually just stepping up. And I appreciate it. It's never no problem with me. I will always digress and let the women stand. Come fight that fight because that fight it would be similar to a man disrespect trying to do that with you and me having to step in front because sometimes we gotta do that, guys. You know what I mean? And that's part of being on code. It goes both ways. You know what I mean? So I'm just thankful and I'm appreciative that you guys just came and then handled it with so much grace.
Thank you.
You know
And
what
this
I
is
mean?
this codification stuff is really real. And shout out to the brother O.T.G. You've been holding space for sisters on this app since I've been on this app.
Talk
And I
about it.
even I even
Yeah,
pinged
yes,
you into the
sir.
room. I even pinged you into the room when Chairman Fred Hampton Jr. was on the app, and then y'all got to engage on the stage, and then y'all ended up, having some conversations.
It's
But what I
because of you, Queen. I appreciate you, Queen. It's because of
absolutely.
you.
But one thing that I want to say, and I really have to go, y'all, because I really should get some work done, is please read Mr. Nilla Fuller Jr.'s work. It's not a book that you read from cover to cover. It's literally a code guide. A code is about knowing how to respond and what to do before a situation comes and happens in real life. You know what I'm saying? So when a person comes up and they start talking like that, you should know exactly what to say and what to do, right? Whether it's a black person or a white person or anybody. The code tells you how to do that in all of the 9 areas of people activity: education, economics, labor law, entertainment, politics, war, counter war, sex, and religion. Okay, so please go over to producejustice.com and definitely read that book. I teach a class on Black empowerment. You can go over to flynubianpower.com. That's flynubianpower.com. I'm going to start my next 8-week cohort starting on May the 3rd. The course is called Unapologetic Black Power. We go through the code, we practice it, and we practice other things that are really pertinent to Black empowerment. And before I go, there's 2 jewels I need to drop. Mr. Fuller teaches us that we should never, ever, ever, ever involve ourselves in arguments with other Black people or victims of white supremacy, right? The purpose of an argument is for the sake of arguing. We should have discussions. A discussion is meant for solving problems. We need to come together and solve this race problem. We need to solve problems about our condition. We need to be constantly working to produce justice. That's one thing. The second thing is, I personally try not to name call Name calling, especially to another victim of white supremacy, another black person, is off code. Am I perfect at practicing that code? No, but I try my best. But that's just something also to kind of keep in mind. But we should try to be as constructive as possible. You know what I'm saying? And that's all I want to say. I really love y'all. I hope y'all go over to buckbreakingmovie.com, buckbreakingmovie.com. Get the film. I'm in the film. Also, again, go over to flynubianpower.com and you can sign up for my course, Unapologetic Black Power, where we go deep in codification and into the concepts that's really going to liberate us. It's not just enough to have conversations, but we have to be constantly studying. You have to combine scholarship, activism, and organizing together. All right. I love you all again. Black Power, and I'll be back on the app soon.
Appreciate you,
Absolutely. Thank
Jade.
you,
We
Jade.
appreciate
Appreciate
you,
it.
Thanks, Jay.
Queen.
Have a wonderful night.
Thank you,
Thanks for coming.
Jay.
JD, DM me. I'm gonna let